this thing rolling. Alright, good afternoon everyone. Today is Wednesday, August 29th, 2012. Wednesday, August 29th, 2012. We are going to go over the results of the live trading room. You can see right here on the bottom the DOMs. We have plus 12 ticks on the NQ, plus 6 ticks on the YM. Those were our results from the morning's trades. If you have not taken a trial with us, go to www.cfrn.net/apply and sign up for the free trial. With the free trial, you get 5 days in our live trading room, 2 hours per day. 5 business days in our live trading room, 2 hours per day. In the live trading room, we'll teach you the setups, attempt to teach you the setups, and show you everything as it's happening in live trading, and you'll be able to watch us put the actual trades on live. You also get all of the charts that you see here, all the indicators. So if you're taking the free trial, be sure to download the charting platform and the indicators so you can experience that during your free trial. Okay, take full advantage of the free trial. We're not giving you the free trial just so you can sit there and watch us. We're giving you the free trial so you can actually do it yourself. Yes, you get all that information in an email from us when you sign up for the free trial. There is no credit card required. All we need is your name and email address. Just go out to www.cfrn.net/apply. Alright, I've done the results. I've done the free trial stuff. For anyone who is on the free trial, currently on the free trial, we have a partners meeting tomorrow night. Every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we have a partners meeting. Reminder for all the partners, there's a meeting tomorrow night. And for anyone who's in here on the trial right now, you need to be a partner to get into that. You should all have an email from me in your inbox with what it takes to become a partner. All right. If you have any questions about it, give me a call. My phone number is on that email. Moving on, let's just go right to the NQ here. Okay. There were not a ton of opportunities this morning in the NQ. Right here after the open, there was one. We had bullish cross, tested the BBC. This was the first one that I noticed this morning. With an up close after testing the BBC with the bullish divergence down here. Right there is the spot, 27.87 quarter. I think that was what I had said. Okay, 27.87 quarter. It went up to 27.89 half, 2 points. Price moved down. There were more opportunities here on the downside. I don't think I noticed them, or the cycle was going up too high by the time we had a down close right there. I think that was the case. There's just little bits of divergence down here on the bottom. Let me do this again. Here. There's on the way down right here. There's a tiny bit of divergence right here. You see? Right there. Bearish divergence. Tested the BBC with a down close right in here was an opportunity. Things turned around and started to go up. There was a little bit of divergence. There was actually a lot of divergence right there. A test of the BBC with an up close. I missed all this stuff that was happening here. We had a high impact news event at 10 o'clock, and I missed all this that was happening. Now, as the markets continued over here, we got a bearish cross right here. The MA1 down below the BBC. Price came back up, tested the BBC, gave a down close with bearish divergence. That moved down. I actually took the second one over here where it came back up, tested the BBC, and gave a down close, and we had this bearish divergence right here. This is the one that I took in the live trading room this morning. I shorted right there, and I took an exit right over here. Okay, I had moved my stop up to lock in some profit. You can see that moved down significantly after that. And we had a bullish cross in here. Tested the BBC with an up close with some bullish divergence. Again, right here, tested the BBC with an up close with bullish divergence. Those were the trades that set up on the NQ this morning, and the one trade that I took right here that gave me 12 ticks profit. Okay? That was all I had this morning on the NQ. On the ES, we didn't trade anything. All right. This little circle right here, you can see this was pre-market. Just a little bit pre-market. It was 9.29, but nevertheless, it was pre-market. Tested the BBC and bounced up off the BBC. It went up a half a point, and once it went up, I had told everyone how I managed the trades. I would have moved my stop up to break even once it had a point profit in the trade. I would have stopped out break even either on this bar or this bar right here, one of these two bars. I did not want to take it again when it pulled back down to the BBC, I had drawn in this trend line right here at that time. I said we have a lower top in place, and you could even extend this trend line if you wanted to. You could extend it. It looks like you could extend it this way. Yeah, you can, pretty much. But I had drawn in that trend line this morning when it had happened, and you can see that the trend line was pretty much honored all the way through the morning session. Okay, price dropped down, came back up, tested the trend line again, got kicked down from there right down to the weekly trading zone. Inside the weekly trading zone, it held. It pulled back up to the BBC. I don't short into the weekly trading zone, so I wasn't going to short right here. We now have a bullish cross, and it's pulling back down to the BBC after the bullish cross with some bullish divergence. This is a potential long trade right here. Now, for those of you who don't normally sit in a live trading room, what you're looking at in this particular trade is this right here. All right. You would be long in this trade right now using our normal setups. You would be long because your order would have been resting at 1408, rounding 1407.88 up to 1408 would have been an MIT order. You'd be in at 1408 and a quarter. All right. Looking for a close on the other side of this trend line that I just drew on there. All right, you would be looking for a close on the other side of this trend line, and that should open the door to higher prices. If you don't get that close up there, then this trade's in trouble. All right, so keep that in mind. As it puts a wick up here and you hit 1409 and a quarter, you would have 1 point profit in the trade. At that point, I would typically move my stop up to break even. You have some bullish divergence down here to support the long side. It's got potential. All right. You just have to wait and see how that plays out. But we need to close above that little trend line that I drew on there. That should open the door to higher prices, at least above this level. Okay. Let's see, over here on the YM, I took a trade on the YM this morning. I haven't been trading the YM very often lately, but I did take a trade this morning. After the bearish cross, the price pulled back up, tested the BBC right here. We had some bearish divergence, and we had a pierce of the envelope over here, suggesting we're going to get some good downward movement. I shorted there at 13,088, and it gave me 12 ticks profit in the trade. Okay, after it had gotten down to the MA1 right here, I had locked in 6 or 7 ticks profit because it was at the MA1. I was afraid the MA1 was just going to hold it. It closed the window of opportunity. It came back up and stopped me out with 6 ticks profit. Okay, so I got out of that with 6 ticks profit. And from then on, it was just really choppy. There was no other opportunity until over here, where it had pulled up, tested the BBC, and the window of opportunity, I had missed this. By the time I saw it, it was down here already. And the window of opportunity was closing as this trade progressed. You can see the MA1 held the price, and it just rode it right back up. All right. Now, right over here, we've closed above the MA1. So if you took this trade, it would have actually been from over here, and it closed the window of opportunity. If you didn't get filled there, then you might have been looking over here. Either way, you're on the other side of the MA1 right now. It should get at least up here to the swing high. I'm thinking it's probably going to work its way up to the weekly trading zone again, where it started out this morning. Okay, it got up to the weekly trading zone, got knocked off it, and it's probably going to try to work its way back up there. That is the YM on the morning. Crude oil, we had crude inventories come out today, and there was actually a surplus of the crude compared to what they were anticipating a draw of like 1.1 million barrels, and I think it came out with a surplus of just under 4 million barrels. I think it was 3.8 million. You can see at 10:30 when the crude numbers came out, right here, from 10:30 right here all the way to 10:31, all these bars printed in that 1 minute. Totally untradeable in there, okay? I didn't take any crude trades today, but there were a few that set up. Bullish cross, tested the BBC, up close with the bullish divergence. You see down here? What I want you guys to take away from this, if this is your first time in here, or if you're new in here, relatively new, I'm doing the same exact thing across all these 4-tick range charts, the same indicator set, the same exact trade setup. We're looking for the bullish cross to test the BBC with an up close with bullish divergence. Simple as that. Bullish cross, tested the BBC, up close with bullish divergence. Now we have a bearish cross, tested the BBC with a down close with bearish divergence. Okay, right here we have a bullish cross. We haven't tested the BBC yet, but we do have bullish divergence. So you're doing the same exact thing over and over and over and over again. This was the morning prior to the crude oil inventory numbers coming out. We had a bearish cross, test of the BBC with a down close with bearish divergence, another test of the BBC with a down close with bearish divergence. Okay, that's the same exact thing as we were doing over on the NQ. If you're trading a 4-tick range, you're looking for the same exact thing. Like this is a YM 4-tick range, you're looking for the same thing. A bearish cross, a test of the BBC, a down close with bearish divergence. Right there. Okay. A bullish cross, a test of the BBC with an up close with bullish divergence. Right there. Okay. Bearish cross, test of the BBC with a down close with bearish divergence. You can look at that on the ES, you can look at it on crude oil, you can look at it on the NQ, the 6E, the Russell, you can look at it anywhere. Okay? It's the same exact setup, same set of indicators, same time frame. All right. That's it. That's all I have for the recap for the morning session. So I'm going to wrap up the recording by suggesting that everybody, if you haven't taken a free trial, go to www.cfrn.net/apply and sign up for the free trial. No credit card required. Also a reminder to all the partners and all the folks that are in here on the trial. Partners meeting tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. If you guys are in here on a trial, take a look at the offer that you have in your email. It does have an expiration date on it. Take advantage of that if you want to. It would be better if you would take advantage of it sooner rather than later. All right? That's it.